on it. When do you usually record your podcast with Tommy? Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the HollingsWorthless Program.
What was the point of that?
Just because I love talking over you.
No reason.
This episode is for Wednesday, January 23rd.
You sure?
2019 of our Lord.
Our Lord and Savior, Tom Brady.
I am your host, Big Irish J. Hollingsworth.
Yep.
And as always, we have...
Kane.
Kane Holloway.
Yeah.
And our guest this week, who has no idea what the hell is going on right now, Julian Fernandez.
Hey,
not
hi.
Hernandez, as Kane refers to him on his podcast.
I
not very
Fernandez.
professional.
That was always the issue in high school when playing football, and there
Dealing
was,
with Kane.
Yeah, Kane was just horrible.
He just goes to random schools to bully.
Yeah.
You're not even in this district, sir.
Yeah.
How old are you?
He does it still.
I just go around to all the kids. What are you? What are you? What are you?
Oh, dude.
Listen to well, actually.
the podcast hasn't come out yet.
Yeah. Great
No, but like in
reference.
high school, like because it was me, Fernandez, and then one of our running backs was Hernandez.
Oh.
So every time I'd hear my coach yell out, I would just hear Hernandez.
Yeah.
I didn't hear, I heard Hernandez, and I would just like run, and he'd be
Sound
like,
like
"No,
you're doing-
not you! Get the fuck back!" Oh, my
It
bad.
sounded like you were about to beatbox. I'd hear a...
Yeah.
You doing Richie
be a-
Richie Lice's
His
Lease.
material.
Is it Lice or Lease? I always messed up his last name.
Lease,
Lease,
like a car.
alright.
I remember because I
Called him Lice, and he was like,
he's like, no, because he has a joke where he's just like, oh, I don't have any hair because it's itchy. I remember his. I could do his whole. I'm gonna do his 5 minutes really fast.
beats and cats and boots and cats and...
It's boots and cats.
Boots
you
and cats.
fuck.
Sorry.
If you're gonna steal right. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Anyways, Julian, our guest today. I met Julian. So Julian is a comedian that I met. I think did we meet at Flappers? Was that our first
Well,
meeting?
it's funny, and like I mentioned, I'm gonna get you on my podcast because what I do.
I mean, that'd be nice.
For every for every new guest I have, I always ask them like, where did we meet?
Oh, okay.
Because that's the whole point is just like trying to figure out. Like part of it's like, oh, let's backtrack a little bit of the friendship,
Right.
and then just talk about whatever. But I remember seeing you at the Ice House open mic. I remember,
I'm so sorry.
And I remember,
Is this back when Ken was hosting?
Yeah, this is back when Ken was hosting. I was just starting out, and I remember seeing you come in, and I think you might have been there. He was you, and then somebody else was with you.
It was probably Kane.
Yeah, it was probably.
Or Phil Fox.
But like I just saw you pass by and was like, oh my god! Like at the time, I had not seen any other people that were like above 6 foot. I had not gone to any basketball games, so I was not used to that height.
Right.
So I was like, oh Jesus Christ! And then you went up, and I was like, oh, he's all right.
Yes.
But then I think it was at Flappers when we actually started talking and getting to know each other.
And you're like, ugh, this is.
I was just like, oh, I regret every.
We probably talk sooner if you're a little more respectful.
This conversation is mediocre.
And so okay, so you said that was the first time you had just
That's I remember that was the earliest memory of me seeing you around.
So how long you been doing stand up?
Now?
Yeah.
I'm in my 9th year.
Oh.
I'm going into 9 years.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you were just started.
When I first saw you.
I haven't been here 9 years.
Maybe this is maybe 4 years in then, because.
4.
No, yeah. Well, I consider that pretty early because my first 4 years it was on and off.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But then like after that 4th year, I was like, all right, I need to start getting really serious about this, and I would go to even more mics and the Ice House. I think the Ice House is where I think that 4th year is when I really started going to the Ice House more often. So maybe it was around that time.
I was gonna say because I was about to get really annoyed if you had only been doing it like 3 or 4 years. Already has more TV credits than both of us combined.
Certainly.
Kane.
Yeah.
Did you do Fox Laughs?
Yeah.
He's got that one too.
Everybody in our class now has done.
Yeah.
You had to have done fucking laughs.
I think did you do Tattoo Nightmares before?
Yes.
We both have that same one too.
How'd you know that I did Tattooed Nightmares?
I stalk you.
That's crazy. Yeah, I don't even.
No, I remember seeing it somewhere. I just remember seeing that. I'm just like, oh yeah, I did Tattooed Nightmares
played
too.
like a drug guy.
I was the best friend of a guy who fucked my girlfriend.
Oh, nice.
And then I got him to get a revenge tattoo.
Jesus.
Yeah.
What's your Tattoo Nightmare story?
seeing you get yours. Burn.
I was like, is he going to pull it out? Because you paused almost. God, if it was a millisecond longer, it'd have been way too long. But you fucking pulled it out.
Certainly
God damn
did.
it, Kane.
As long as I got Julian laughing,
Oh.
I feel like I got someone in my corner.
Oh, so you mentioned something on your timeline that Kane was like, you got to watch this before we do the episode. And I was like, already seen it, bro. The Fyre Festival doc.
Yeah.
Dude.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so this thing.
Did you see the Hulu one or the Netflix one?
I saw the Netflix.
Oh, yeah, that's because I had to see the Hulu one next. But yeah, I saw the Netflix one.
There's two different ones?
Yeah,
There's
a
two different ones. The
on
Hulu one came out first, and apparently that one they actually have the guy. They interview the Billy.
Billy?
Yeah, they interview Billy.
Oh, my
Okay, we got to see that.
And then the second one is I was literally listening. I was driving over here listening to another podcast talking about this exact same thing.
Really?
Yeah, and then someone had told me about the Hulu one, and yeah, the Hulu one they talked to him, and then the Netflix one they talked to all the people that he fucked over. Everyone that was just like, oh no,
Okay,
I believe in this guy, and then it's just like, no, I got royally fucked.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I don't. Should you say spoiler alerts if it's something that happened?
No.
No.
Okay, so fuck your spoiler alerts.
Yeah.
The documentary on Netflix. There's we'll get into it, but the most memorable thing to me out of that whole thing is that director dude that was asked to go suck a guy's dick.
Yes.
So okay,
I was gonna say that thing, we're thinking the same thing.
So let me set this up so. Everything's starting to fall apart in this festival, and they basically, the place is overpopulated, and they need water for all these people that are coming.
Yeah.
And this guy, they interviewed different people that got fucked over through this thing. So there's this director. He's probably, what would you say, mid-40s, close to 50 maybe?
Yeah, he's got
He's-
that
he's in
salt
the-
and
he's-
pepper
Right.
type
He's in the
of look.
50s,
Yeah.
early
And he's,
50s.
in this interview, he says that when they're having trouble, they need to get this water released. And so he gets a call from the guy and just goes, I need you to take one for the team. And he's like, hey, what's up? And he goes, yeah, I need you to suck this guy's dick. And when he said it, I was, or no, he's like, are you, basically the way he asked him was something like, are you committed to this? Are you willing to suck a dick?
Yeah.
And when he said it so casually, like I thought it was like the guy was just using it as an example. Like,
Yeah.
are you down for me?
That's-
Would you suck
yeah.
a dick? But then he like keeps talking and he's like,
I was fully prepared.
yes,
to
he goes,
suck
I
a
went
man's
home and
dick.
showered. I rinsed my mouth with mouthwash and I drove over there totally expecting
Because they right before he tells that story, they ask a different dude, the bald guy.
Yes.
They're like, you know about how they got the water story, and he's like, I know about that. I don't want to talk about that. I won't talk about that. So they cut to the guy who was willing to do it. The way, if you haven't seen it yet, the way he tells the story, it's like, my buddy called me up and he's like, hey man, do you mind picking me up some Q-tips at Ralph's?
Yeah.
I need some Q-tips. I need you to go to the grocery store. I know it's far away, but I don't have the ability to get there. And the guy's like, fine. So I went home. I took a shower, and then I went and I got my buddy some Q-tips, and then the guy was perfectly. That's how he tells a story about almost
So
sucking the
casually.
guy's dick for water.
I thought you were like retelling what he said. I'm like, I don't remember any of this.
Yeah.
He's just
I remember him
saying
getting
that's
Q-tips. Was it like afterwards?
Hey,
He's like,
man.
hey, while you're out, can you go?
While you're out, can you pick me up something from the store?
napkin to wipe your
is
face,
how
you know?
casually he was.
And maybe you want
talking
to get some
about it.
condoms really fast. I'll tell you in a little bit.
Yeah,
fucking nuts.
the guy's gay, but not that makes it
Yeah,
okay.
I mean,
No,
the
but
guy's gay.
Yeah.
Let's not mix
I mean, you
words
know how
here.
those
But he
people love
even
to suck
says
dick.
he even says that the guy told him like you're our glorious gay
Yeah.
leader.
Our gay savior.
Yeah, and then the guy, what's creepy is the guy's just looking straight at the camera, telling this story. He's like, "I thought I was gonna suck
like,
dick that
can't you
night."
believe that?
And it's like, "Oh my god, don't tell me this."
Yeah, he's
Jesus
like,
Christ.
he's been in this business for what, 20 some years. He's like, at this point in my career, I was prepared to go suck it. He was going to do it. So I was trying to,
Billy must be the greatest salesman of all time.
yeah, or
'Cause
that
they're-
guy just
Well,
likes sucking
you watch this.
dick.
Yeah.
You watch this documentary, and oh my god, like that's all he did was just charm his way to stealing people's money.
Dude, I was trying to equate it to like us as straight guys. Like it would basically like, Kane, I know you're in a relationship. And we don't know what the guy looked like, so you don't
He
know.
might have been fucking
Hot.
Enrique Iglesias.
George Clooney, maybe.
Oh, with that little
Yeah.
mole.
And the guy's like this.
Or a real-
okay, I'll suck his dick. I don't know why I gave him that voice. But
he doesn't sound anything like that
No.
until he starts sucking dick. Okay, sure.
that reminds me, I have to give a shout out. Mayron, You know Mayron. You know Mayron.
Of course.
Mayron, comics started in Boston, lives in New York. He's Iranian, and he has a joke. He's gay, and he has a joke where he says, I don't think like me being gay and Iranian really cross over, except every once in a while when I suck a dick, I go, ah, la, 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 la. Oh,
That would be terrifying.
oh God, just shouting at
Yeah.
it. But yeah, I was like trying to think. So if somebody, and I was trying to think also for what we do, like what scenario would it ever? Like,
I think it
hey,
would be
Kane,
the same scenario.
Kane, Kane. We got booked. Madison Square Garden. Julian, you're gonna feature.
Yeah,
we got
Julian.
it. We got it. Kane's gonna host.
9 years in.
Kane's
That makes
gonna
sense.
host. Kane's gonna sell concessions. But we
He's
got
on.
it,
He's on
Julian.
merch.
We got it.
I take
Julian.
tickets.
Yeah.
I sell the
He's gonna
sodas.
handle
You
the
seat
spotlight.
people- you see every individual person.
You just see me like run to the middle, and I'm just like, okay, you guys ready to get this
You're
show
like,
started?
I'd rather suck dick.
Is anybody gonna suck my
Kane's
dick?
gonna usher people and suck their dick. It's just like, here's your seats and enjoy the show. Wow, I guess
Okay,
this is gonna be a great show no matter what.
B3. Oh God. Okay, come on, over this way.
You have to suck every guy off.
That's just all you. That's what you guys hear while you're in the green room getting ready for your set. You just hear a faint.
And all we just say, keep it down, Kane. Suck dick quieter.
Okay, so
You're distracting us. We're trying to focus.
anyway, me and my fiance are getting ready to get married soon, and
Yeah, then you go up.
yeah, then I do my set.
Oh, fuck.
Is that the guy that sold me popcorn?
And sucked
And
my dick.
sucked my dick.
I love that that's how they would remember you. You must suck at sucking dick. That they were like, I think that's the guy that sold us popcorn. Yeah, didn't he suck your dick too? You don't remember that? But dude, that popcorn, the way he made it, mwah,
Salty.
so good.
It's very
Yeah.
salty. I think he may have drooled into
fuck.
it.
I can't believe that's what you thought.
That
That's
is
what they would remember.
That is a
you.
very good point. Hey, wait a minute. Is that the guy that gave me my candy apple and sucked my dick?
Oh fuck!
You buried the lead.
I think I want another candy apple.
I certainly don't want another raw, toothy blowjob.
No hair to grip on. Oh, fucking gross. Whiskers rubbing on my balls. Oh, yuck.
I kept telling him not to, and for some reason he got into his head.
Oh, but imagine though, going back to it, like not if it was a chick, if I was like Julian, and let's say it was whatever you find the least attractive in the opposite sex, that girl's in front of you, Julian. You're gonna headline the Madison Square Garden for a weekend. It's gonna be sold out, but to make it happen, you gotta fuck and eat this chick's vegitsu.
And it's got garbage in it.
It's got the Fyre Fest in it.
Yeah, just garbage.
It's got one of those soaked mattresses.
This is banana peel? Jesus Christ.
What,
Oh
does
my
somebody slip into it? Whip!
There's a bunch of seagulls everywhere.
As you place your penis, it just goes,
The mob buried a body here. Like, hey, get this out of the way.
I think
would you, what, but you're, okay, we'll say you're single. You're not in a relationship, you're single. Julian, we can do this weekend. We got this whole weekend sold out. Madison Square Garden, your name. Will you bang this chick?
And it's like everything I find unattractive is
Everything.
But I also think take the attractive part out of it. I would say the woman can be an 8. It's still like
an 8. Jesus.
Yeah, the woman could be like a
I'm coming.
You know what I mean? But still though you're in a committed relationship.
Are you
but
single? Or in a relationship?
I am single right now.
Okay, you're
yeah.
single.
But you find yourself in a scenario where your best buddy, a guy that you believe in, Jay Hollingsworth, has sold you on the fact that he can get you this headlining gig at Madison Square Garden, and you believe in him so much that by the time it gets to
That's how I know this thing is hypothetical.
yeah, it gets to crunch time, and not only you headlining, but you got to like coordinate everything, and every day is hell for you. Because that's what he says too. He says in the documentary, he's like, "Hey man, you mind taking one for the team?" When he got the call, do you mind taking one for the team? And it's like
so much shit has been going wrong, and all they
yeah,
can
and
do
it's
is
like,
double
dude,
down.
all I do is take one for the
Yeah.
team. How am I gonna? What do you mean take one for the team? And it's like I did not see that at all coming.
I had to pause it because it's like you're watching it and like you know when you watch stuff you kind of like I think you like listen at like 70%, like you know you're kinda, so you hear that and you're like, wait, what the fuck did he just say?
Yeah.
I rewound
Yeah,
it.
I did too, and I was like, is he joking? And then you hear it keep going, and he's like, oh, he's serious. Like
Yeah.
he was serious when requesting that.
He tells it like
But
very
he did
matter
get
of
the
fact.
water. So let's say this is a guaranteed thing. You're gonna get
Should we not
Madison
spoil
Square-
it? Some people are
fuck
just
no.
like, wait, how did he get the water?
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Did he
yeah.
do it?
You have to see if he
Yeah,
did it or not.
go watch it.
There,
Netflix,
that's
sponsor
how we
this
don't
fucking
spoil
show.
it. So you're guaranteed. I have it. It's going to happen if you bang and go down on this girl. Do you do it, Julian?
But I think
No. Shut up.
I mean, well, but I know what he's gonna come in with, which is I think the scenario has to be such where like that guy was in such a unbelievable
fuck that
fucking
scenario. My scenario, Julian.
Okay, in that scenario, yeah, fucking
You would?
yeah,
Yeah, but
at the same time, if it's Jay telling me all this information, I'm gonna be like, I don't think this is really
but-
gonna happen. I think I'm just fucking an ugly chick
All
because
right.
Jay thinks it's funny.
And then we just blast that in Madison Square Garden.
All right, let's
You're
do
just
it.
going, so I got the weekend, right?
I think all right,
you got the weekend. It's
Say-
all yours.
same scenario.
It's just Harvey Firestein. I'm just
Yeah.
fucking Harvey Firestein.
Oh yeah,
Firestein,
all
not
right.
Weinstein.
You have to
Ugh.
fuck
I have my
Harvey
standards.
Isn't Firestein dead?
No.
He's alive.
Yeah, he's on.
Really?
He does a lot more Broadway stuff.
Can you do Harvey Firestein when he's about to
Oh.
be hit by the tidal wave of fire in
Hold on,
Independence Day?
before you do, by the way, Julian, great impressionist, does 1,000 voices.
Yeah.
Man of 1,000 voices.
One
So,
mouth, 1,000 voices.
There you go. See, I read your
Yeah.
fucking shit.
Very good.
Yeah.
That's
You
how.
pay attention.
That's what he said when he called you to suck a dick. You got one mouth,
1,000
1,000
techniques.
techniques. Go in there and
This is how Obama would suck a dick. Oh.
Are you about to come? Keep hope alive.
Yes, we can.
Can you do?
Oh.
So can you do Harvey Firestein being hit by the wall of fire in Independence Day?
Doesn't he just go, oh, God. Isn't that all he does?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, God. Give me a fucking challenge.
I love that. That's my
What would
favorite
you,
moment.
And so Julian just did a podcast with Kane. I might be
Yeah.
asking you some questions.
That's
that
fine.
already-
I'll
What-
have real answers.
What was your? There you go.
Burn.
What is your favorite impression to do?
Well, Harvey Firestein is definitely up there. James Earl Jones, just because that one's so easy, because it's just getting down there and then just articulating every word you say, and that's basically it. That's all. It's just
You could also be the 7-Up guy.
which one's
7-Up, the Uncola. You ever heard that? It might be like 10 years before your time.
maybe.
Do you remember that, Kane?
Was it the
No.
crisp and clean?
It was
No.
like a bald dude that it was like, I'll show it to you after this.
Yeah.
God, as I was saying it, I'm like, I don't think either of these fucks were born then. Kane,
Yeah, but I'd say Harvey Firestein. It's just a fun one to do.
Yes.
And then people only remember who he is with the voice. And then James Earl Jones. If you say the right line, people freak out about it. And then Patrick Warburton.
Who's that?
He was
Joe.
Joe in Family Guy. He was Elaine's boyfriend at one time.
Seinfeld.
Oh, big dude?
Yeah, I think
Okay, tall.
was it Buddy? Is that his name?
Oh God.
Do
No.
it, do it. So I'm.
It's just having that voice just down there, and yeah. And what's funny is like me and him have such a similar face and eyes that it's just naturally squinting and looking like you're really trying to figure out what you're gonna have for dinner next,
Now,
but you just can't figure it out. You know.
Kane loves this. He loves it. Now, what would you say is your least favorite impression to do? Even if you nail it, but you're just like, I hate doing this impression. And what's your easiest impression to do? Like,
Well, James Earl Jones is the easiest.
Really?
Can I
Just because it's a deep voice and my voice is just naturally deep.
can I request something?
Yeah.
Well, can he answer my question first?
No.
Jesus Christ,
No,
dude.
he can't.
You know what? I went in because he had such a childlike
Fuck
wonder
his
in
child.
his eye. He was just like, can I make a request?
Suck his child's dick.
Can you recreate the? I was about
Recreate?
To, yeah.
Jesus
Christ, dude.
You recreate the scene in
can you
Ocean's 8 where they're all around the table. No.
Can you recreate the part of the Fyre Fest documentary where he's telling the story about almost sucking that guy's dick, but as James Earl Jones?
So I get a call. And he says, "How committed are you to this team?" I said, "I am." He said, "You're going to need to suck a dick." So I got some mouthwash, I brushed my teeth, and I was on my way to literally suck a man's dick for water. And I did.
Are you happy?
Nailed it. Yes.
Okay, cool. So
Yeah,
what's
as
your
I was doing it, I was just like, I regret saying yes to
Yeah.
this.
fucking Kane?
I think
What's
it
your
was good.
easiest impression to do? And the one you do not like doing?
Easiest one is James Earl Jones, and I'd say Patrick Warburton's pretty easy too. I'd say all three. Yeah, the ones I love doing are the ones I can just go into immediately. So I'd say those.
And what's your least favorite?
My least favorite? You know, it's funny. It's Christopher Walken, Al Pacino, Arnold Schwarzenegger. The ones that everybody does. I hate doing them just because everyone's just like, I do a better than that. And so it's like, go fuck yourself, dude.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, like
You hate doing them because
I
other
hate doing them
people
because
think
there's
they-
people out there that I know there are people out there that are going to be like, I also do Christopher Walken. Yeah, you can also go fuck yourself.
Well, you
Like,
can also do a Christopher Walken and then hear someone else's Christopher Walken.
No, but it's like it's the fact like I just get off stage, they heard me do impressions and do voices and stuff, and they're just like, oh, I also. It's the
So
same
you
thing.
get another layer of
Yeah,
I can tell you a joke.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, oh, my friends say I'm funny. I'm just like, okay, cool, but I'm not gonna give you. I'm not gonna. What do you want me? I'm not Kane. I'm not gonna suck your dick. Like,
You should next time they go, I can do impressions too. Go, show me your Marcel Marceau. Nobody gets it. You don't know who that is, do you?
the reason why I'm laughing.
Do you know who it is? Do you know what? You don't know who it is?
Oh my god!
It's a fucking mime. It was like a famous mime.
Okay.
Show me your Helen Keller. That better?
no, because she made noises.
The person just starts going. What'd she do? Oh my!
That's what she did. That's what she did.
This is going to be the clip
Why?
for this episode.
Why?
Why?
Why would you do
Your
that?
voice. Why?
I mean, it's going to be online anyway, so it's not that big of a deal.
No, but that's going to be the clip on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
On everything.
That's how you promote the show. Yeah.
Is this part of you
Oh, this will be on it too.
saying that it's
Yeah.
going to be on Instagram?
Do you want to do the Helen Keller again?
I'll fucking come up to your challenge, son. You think I don't know how to do a Helen Keller? That is spot on.
But yeah, it's basically another layer.
Why would you let him off the hook?
I
Let him
love
sit in it.
Thank you, Julian.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, because as comics, we always get, hey, I got a joke for you.
I got a joke for you,
but
or I
get,
do comedy.
I got a
or-
joke or an impression for you.
Yeah, I'll get
Damn.
that all the time.
What's your response when somebody comes up to you with that?
Oh, cool.
Because when somebody goes, hey,
That's it. Like,
Oh, cool.
like I try to make sure that they realize like I have no interest in talking about this at all. Like I have plenty of friends that do impressions and doing voiceover work. It's kind of the same thing. It's not the same thing, but you're in the realm of like, oh, that person does voices. These people do impressions. But none of us really talk, like, be like, hey, I do this. Do you do that? Do you do this?
Yeah.
There's like every now and then when we're talking just in general, but like just comedy and stuff. Just like, oh, I do this impression. How do you do it? Because I do it this way. Like, we'll talk technique, but like, it's never like 100% like that's all we talk about.
it's
And
interesting.
it's not something that I'm like, oh, I want to talk to a stranger about impressions.
Yeah. I mean, when anytime somebody goes, hey, can I tell you a joke? I just go, no thanks.
Yeah.
And then, or I literally will say that. Or if they go, you can use that in your act, I always go, nah, I won't. I just shut it down. But I remember Ruppel, our buddy Ruppel, Justin Ruppel, shout out to Ruppel, who's doing a tour called The Ruppel Effect.
Yeah.
Justin, I fucking see you, bro.
It's really good.
Just like I see your one mouth, 1,000 voices. I notice my friend's shit. The Ruppel Effect, Justin Ruppel, look him up.
Yeah.
Anyways,
great.
talking to him about impressions, one thing I thought was interesting. I have no desire to do impressions or anything, but I respect the art form, I guess you'd say. And he was telling me the way he learned, or one of the techniques he does to get a voice down, is you study the mouth.
Oh.
which
Really?
yeah, he was saying like, and now that he told me that, anytime I see somebody and I'm thinking like, oh, how would you do there? I always imagine that, like looking at their mouth and I'm like visualizing, getting my dick sucked by it.
It's pretty good.
Sorry, took a
I
weird turn on
was, you know what's funny? I was gonna make the joke, and I was just like, I don't think it's gonna work.
'Cause it's
I was,
too
I was,
hacky,
I was,
right?
I was gonna say.
Oh,
I was gonna say, so Kane also studies the mouth.
yeah, there you go. Boom, back on Kane.
Well,
Yeah,
I do
go.
impressions.
That's not what I meant. No, I've never heard that before.
What do you?
Like
so what do you do? Like, let's say, okay, you're gonna do Kane. Let's say you have to
Oh.
learn Kane. Oh.
Racist.
Oh boy.
So what's the first thing you do?
I mean, well, okay, well, if we're not because I don't think I can.
No, but that's fine. But if you were like,
But like, if I were to do anybody, let's just say,
let's say Kane.
Okay.
Even if you can't do it,
Let's
but
say-
if,
let's
like somebody
say-
gives you an assignment, like or hires you.
let's say somebody was drunk, casted Kane in a movie, and I'm watching the movie.
Right.
I'm drunk, probably.
Yeah.
But if like I'm watching somebody like on TV or something, and I'm like, oh, I could probably do their voice. What I'll do is I'll just listen to them, and I'll hear them, and I'll just try to get the pattern down. And then I'll find one line, one word, kind of like a micro impression, and try to nail that. And if I can nail that, then I can try to add on more words. I just add on, slowly start talking. It's the same thing with like I remember I was like listening to Kevin and Bean on my way to work once, and they had Ricky Gervais on, and I was like, I've never really done Ricky Gervais. I've never really tried. And then what I'll also do is I'll think back at other people who do the impression too, and I'll think like, how did they go about doing it?
Right.
And I'll do it that way. So I'm more like I have to listen to it. Like I guess he Ruppel
Yes,
watches.
study the mouth is like a weird.
That's what he's saying. He was like looks at how they speak, and
Yeah.
I stuck in my head because I never thought of that. And then, so it's interesting. So the way you do an impression is almost kind of like, I mean, how I build a joke or a story. I guess like I might have one line or one tag, and then I'll write that down. Like Nazis came into power, like that dumb joke. He knows it. And
I
you
don't
know,
know.
there?
At the time, that wasn't a joke, but yeah.
that's just a,
Any man here?
it's literally my dumbest joke. The joke is
Oh,
I don't
Sam.
understand how Nazis came into power when they have the most effeminate accent.
Oh, there.
I said they're just here.
Any
I'll let
man
Kane do it.
here?
Hold on. This is the joke. I'll let Kane, Kane's gonna do it.
when you're doing it?
Just do it. Here's the joke. I said I don't understand how they're. What are they just knocking on doors saying?
Are there any men here that are Jews?
Wow, the Jews.
Oh, you're trying to fuck them?
There you go. You got it. And that's literally there's
That's the
nothing
whole
else
thing.
to it. It's so dumb. But
We were.
I'm the same way with jokes too. I'm the same way. Like I'll write down like a one phrase, one word thing, and it's the same thing with impressions. One word, one
Yeah.
phrase, and I'll know exactly what I want to say, and I'll take the time to actually write the whole thing out. But that one phrase, like I'm like, oh, I know exactly what that is.
yeah. Now, do you write out all your material?
I'm trying my best to do that now because I'm planning because I'm getting my first like. I'm able to do 45 to an hour headliner set at
How
the
much
Ice
is
House.
good? Come on,
Like
Kane,
so,
up
like
top.
no, like
Boom!
no, and honestly, like 15, 20 minutes maybe. Like I don't know. Like I've noticed everyone. No one's. I've always done like maybe 30, 35 max. But I've always known like, oh, okay, cool. I burned like a lot of material
right.
doing 35, but there's material that I know is good, and I didn't do it in that 35. So I know I can do more.
How much of it is in impressions?
I'd say it's. That's the thing because I once got a note from a club owner. She was like, I was doing the competition. I came down. I asked her like, hey, do you have any notes? She's like, oh yeah, well you took too long to get into the impression. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, yeah, you explained it. I'm like, well, yeah, I'm not just gonna do a voice and
You
just be like, you
go
fuck
to the
faces
store,
know who that
guys,
is. It's not spot on. What's going on?
Yeah.
But she's like, yeah, you
my
just need to
pants
do them
on.
like one right after the other. Just go right into it. I'm just like, whoa, you want me just to be like, here's Morgan Freeman stubbing his toe. Ouch. Here's Barack Obama. Then she's like, basically, yeah. And I'm just like, what?
Dude, so I won't say the guy's name. A guy I worked with does stand up and impressions. And his impressions, it was it was the worst way to get into it. It was like, guy knocked on my door, I opened the door, it's Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholas, the
golfer.
the famed golfer.
He did do a Jack Nicklaus. He actually did a Jack Nicklaus
Really?
and a Tiger Woods. Fuck no. So I'm just trying to get out of that. And fucking Kane's so angry.
God damn it. See, and it works both ways.
Yeah.
He bailed me out the other day, and now you're.
No, but he did. He would do like my door. Somebody knocked at my door. I opened. It's Jack Nicholson, and then I got a phone call, and it was
Jack Nicklaus.
and then it was. I got a phone call. I answered. And then he would just like do the
And it was-
impressions, but it
So
was
they're like completely like. There's no way any of these scenarios
Exactly.
happened.
And I was just like-
he's just basically setting up the impression.
yes.
That's what I never wanted to do.
Dude, and it was like it was kind of annoying. I was
Yeah.
just
And
like,
I don't. My brain doesn't work like that. I'm very interested in how because I haven't seen you live, so I'd love to see how you work your impressions into your
Well,
act.
March 8th, I'll be at the Ice House in
That's a great
Pasadena.
plug.
Hey. But I'm
dude,
like,
no, I can't. I'll be out of town, dude. Thank
where are
you
you
for
gonna
the
be?
invite.
Where are you gonna be?
No, I mean it's cool. I mean it'd be cool to do a show, but that's cool.
You want to open for him?
I'm gonna be out of town, dude. I just Peter Sayers. Peter Sayers was recording his album at. Dude, I don't. We don't give a shit about that.
Yeah, sure. I was just in the middle of saying that's
What?
fine. I was just talking about.
I don't know if you want a spot on my show or not.
I'm gonna be out of town.
I'm confused as to what you're
I
driving
don't know.
at.
I just trying to make.
Well, where are you
gonna
be?
In Boston. but
I know
it's
you
cool.
don't give a shit about opening for somebody.
Yeah,
I'm just wondering as to why you interrupted us to do that.
just trying to do my guilt thing.
But why? It didn't work. You don't want anything. You're out
Well,
of town.
because you're ruining it.
How the fuck would
Sit
he
up
know?
again. Sit up again
I
and
will.
say
I
something.
did sit up.
You want to do something?
Yeah, I'll do something.
Let's go.
All right. Just start blowing each other.
Julian,
Man.
March 8th.
Thank God I grew up on the West Coast. Like, this seems frustrating as hell.
This is what it's like to be white and Irish. Just yelling at each other.
We just beer bottle over the head. Fucking bottle 'em. All right.
I love you. All right.
So you didn't ever want to do the thing where you're just like, here's an impression for the impression's sake.
I have two jokes that it's semi like that. Like I have a GPS joke where I'm gonna set up.
Because it's a
I'm gonna
semi?
set up the. Wait, what?
You said it. I'm just repeating what you said.
Say it again. Say it.
I have a
wait.
GPS joke.
No, before that.
I have two jokes.
No, that's not what you said.
Oh my God, what did I say? Like I don't even remember.
Kane got it.
Oh my
Go ahead,
God.
Kane. Explain it.
It's just.
What did I say?
It's just upsetting.
What did I say?
It's just you had a semi. I don't.
Oh, I got you. All right.
feel
Really?
good?
You guys want to
You feel good
detract
about
for that?
You feel good about that?
Oh,
Do you feel good?
You know I do.
Do you?
I'm the king of.
He's
awful
upset
puns.
now. He had nothing else going on except this, and now you're ruining his time.
Sorry. Let's just follow that GPS back to this conversation.
I hate you.
But I love those stupid jokes.
Oh,
like
dude,
any
I'm-
open mic and someone does a corny ass joke, I'm in the back.
Oh, I love them.
Like laughing so they know like, hey, it was like I chuckled, but I want you to know don't ever do that again.
Oh,
Like-
I love them. I will do them on every episode. All right, sorry.
But yeah, so I have two jokes. One's a GPS joke, and I basically have to do like, oh, this is I explain why certain voices, and they're real voices that I've heard on a GPS. Like I've done a Snoop Dogg one, I've done a Morgan Freeman one, and then I do a Tommy Chong one. That one's not the real one, but it's just a funny joke that I let drag on for maybe too long. And then I have another one where I talk about hitting on women with doing impressions.
Oh yeah.
And it's all just three impressions, and that's always just been it.
Have you ever done that in real life?
I've
on
had it
chicks
where
with-
like a buddy will say like, oh, he does voices, like he does a really good blah blah blah, and they'll basically force, and that's the worst. Like when you're
I was gonna say,
when you're told like, hey, do blah blah blah.
Come on, monkey, dance.
Yeah, it becomes because then I'm just like,
Are you ever? Because you're really good, and when you're asked, you
Just
fall
suck his
into it.
dick.
Maybe I will. Are we doing Madison Square Garden?
That's why I'm here. I have the contract. Right.
But when you're in front of like ladies, do you ever like have that moment where you're like, what if I'm not good? Like, what if these impressions aren't good enough?
Yeah.
Because I hate that where they're
I
like,
do, but
do
like,
it, and you're like,
but for the most part, like anytime I have like gone out with the intention of like going to a bar and hitting on women or anything like that, the only thing I do is I just deepen my voice.
Oh, look at you.
I just deepen that voice.
what
I'm
up,
just like,
girl?
hey, what's going on? How you doing? All
How you like it?
Yeah.
What's up, girl?
Yeah.
you want
Trying to
some-
get this.
you want a candy apple?
I'm playing Madison Square Garden tomorrow. I need to get the taste of something out of my mouth.
You want some popcorn?
Is that your deep voice, Kane?
Yeah. It's pretty good, right?
Christ.
Do you want some
What are
popcorn?
you for?
What up, girl? How you like my ball? I don't know how to hit on girls anymore.
Yeah.
Hey, girl.
Is that how you talk to Kelsey?
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
your
girl.
foreplay?
Hey, once you're off the toilet, you want to fuck?
We're done taking a shit. How
Well,
about you
when
come
you-
out here?
Yeah. How about you come out here? Put the toilet paper roll on right, bitch. That's what I say. She put the toilet paper.
I know. I saw your dumb picture.
Okay.
Jesus.
For anybody who doesn't follow me, on
Yeah.
the, I also like to.
KaneHolloway.com.
No, I like to play it to our viewership
Yes.
as well.
Our new viewership.
Yes.
By the way, the last.
On
Hopefully,
YouTube.
this one is better. The last one that we recorded, I was using different camera apps, so the audio.
You're so
If I
dumb.
tried to sync it with this, it was weird. It was
Yeah.
off. So I just had to use the audio from the phone. But
You're just
I'm
dumb.
hopefully. Oh, you want to do it?
No,
Yeah, exactly.
you're really smart.
Also wanted to talk about the football game yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this will be last Sunday when this comes out. Patriots. Did you watch the game?
I watched the end of what was it? Rams versus the Saints.
Who's your team?
For this year, I mean, normally, like we just were just raised Raiders fans.
Okay.
So we were raised losers. But I mean, for this Super Bowl, Rams.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Kane,
Well-
did you enjoy watching the game?
I didn't watch the game.
Oh, what were you doing during the NFL AFC playoff game?
I was playing basketball with my fiance. It was fun.
Oh my God! Why couldn't that be earlier or another day?
Well, first of all,
Yeah, 'cause the game. What time was the
that
game?
was
What
one
time
of the
was the
most
game at?
amazing games in NFL history.
I
Did you
did-
see the highlights?
nope.
Do you know anything about it
Nope.
other than the Pats won?
Nope.
The
And I only know the Pats won because I saw your post.
going crazy.
Otherwise, I don't give a shit. I walked into this last year. I just for some reason I was feeling like I feel like I'm watching this out of necessity, like or I'm watching this out of instinct or whatever. I can't remember, think of the word. Anyway,
Good.
I'm just watching
Everybody
football
gets it.
because that's what I'm doing.
Right?
And I just had this like feeling of not giving a fuck.
Is it
And
because the
then-
Broncos suck?
Yeah, the Broncos do suck, but that's not even really the point. I just was like, I didn't care last year, but I watched every game last season. This season, I got 2 weeks in, and I was like, I don't give a fuck, and I'm gonna embrace it. So
what
I
if the
just
Broncos were undefeated?
still I wouldn't have. Okay, yeah, I probably would have watched, but it would have been like week 4, and someone would have been like, how about them Broncos? And I would have been like, oh shit, I guess I
Gotta
should
catch up.
Gotta catch up. Watch some ESPN. So, but my team wasn't in it, and I could just feel it, and I was feeling like I don't give a fuck, and I was like, no, I'm not watching. I'm gonna embrace not watching this year and see how it feels, and I feel fine. I mean, I know right now you're really upset, so I have to deal with that.
I mean, you are a Broncos fan, so I get it.
Yeah,
But dude, that game was. Sean, I'm watching it with Sean, and Sean said one of the things so accurate because the game kept changing. Well, the first half, Pats dominated.
Yeah.
Since you guys didn't watch it,
I watched a little bit of it. Was that one the game where the guy got an interception basically on his back? That was one of those games on Sunday.
there was
Where was
a
it?
couple-
It was an interception. It was just on the ground.
I think there was a catch. I don't know. I don't know.
I remember catching 2 interceptions. One was just like a guy catching it while he was going to the
Went
ground,
off Edelman's hands,
and
the
then
guy caught it.
one guy got an interception in the end zone. Yeah.
Yeah. Those were both Pats.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So I watched up to that point, and then I was on the freeway at the time.
so the first half, Pats are dominating, but they're not like they're not scoring a lot, but they're pretty much dominating. I think it was crazy because the Chiefs' offense is so high powered, but they kept them to like some crazy. I remember I think it was halfway through the second quarter, and the Chiefs had negative yards, which is insane as good as they are. But the Chiefs also, like last time the Pats played them, I think they scored like 40 some points in the second half or something. It's something crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm like watching it. I'm happy, but I'm also like, okay, this is going to be not good the second half because they're going to come. And sure enough, the second half was just back and forth and back and forth. And Brady, and then it went to overtime. And I'm watching with Sean, and every possession, offense and defense, you're just stressing. And Sean just like, this isn't fun. This is not enjoyable because it's not like a blowout, and it's like fucking so stressful. And then they went to overtime. Pats win the coin flip, and Brady fucking does Brady. Like he keeps moving them. There was 3 like third down plays where it's like 3rd and 15, third and like I think there was one third and they got like 25 yards of passing through to Gronk. But you're watching, and I was just like, I mean, you don't doubt him, but at the same time, you're like, anything could happen.
Yeah.
Like in the first half, a ball goes off Edelman's hands or whoever's hands and fucking interception, you know, and it's not even Brady's fault. But, dude, that was like one of the most amazing games ever seen. And you were playing fucking basketball.
Hey, I was playing sports.
Oh, God. Not well. I saw the videos.
Dude, cream cheese?
Oh, God.
Follow me on Instagram. I'm going to make a
cream cheese.
T-shirt that says cream cheese.
Great.
And it's going to
Sure
be my
it'll do
basketball
great.
shirt. I took a shot. I was trying to get some basketball things you shout out.
Got a
before
million
you make-
ideas.
Yeah.
I got a $1 million idea.
I said
but
it's
put cream cheese on a shirt.
little bit of cream cheese, and then it fucking whoop,
You should get
right
you
into
should
the
make,
basket. It was
those
jacked.
booty shorts and have it say cottage cheese.
Nice.
Sure, that'll sell well.
I bet it will.
I want to go back to you about do you ever, as a comic that also does impressions, do you ever catch flack from other comics? I know you said you got a note one time from a club owner.
Yeah, and that wasn't so much like, oh, don't do impressions or you're not good at them. That was just
do them. And
Just
don't
it
give
was just so
any-
very weird. Yeah, it was just so very weird. Like just basically do lines from their movies, and I was like, that is not what I do at all.
I'm so glad you did that.
And I've never really gotten anybody that's just like, oh, that is so hacky. No, I did get it once from Mike Lawrence. I did Kill Tony. He was on the panel, and he was just kind of, like, I did my GPS joke, and that's because I was like, oh, I know I can kill it with impressions. I know the jokes are funny in that, so I'll just do it. And then he said the same thing where he was just like, this is the joke set up so what you do the impressions rather than you're doing impressions with the jokes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know what
Yeah.
you mean.
So it was, and I saw where he was coming from. I mean, we even talked like afterwards. It's like, yeah, I'm not being hard because they like the impressions. That's the other like if you do the impressions well enough, nobody's gonna care. I mean, people are gonna care about the writing and everything, of course, but like nobody's ever gonna be like, ugh. If like the impressions are good, nobody's ever really gonna complain. And that's like whenever I go to open mics and I hear somebody say like, "Hey, you guys like impressions?" I'm like, "No, don't ask. Just do it." Yeah. Because I mean, you should never ask an audience a question in general, or if if you're asking them a question,
any celebrity.
I can do any celebrity impression. Shout it out. I'll do
Christopher
it.
Walken.
Christopher Walken. Yeah.
All right, Christopher Walken. Got it.
Go ahead.
I put my pants on one leg at a time. Once my pants are on, I make gold.
Yeah, I know. I love how uncomfortable you are doing it in front of him.
Hey, do you think you have a better Christopher Walken?
No.
Not you. Not you, stupid.
Oh, you're calling out Julian? Or is this
Yeah.
a walking off?
Walking off.
Oh, wait. No, wait. Before you do it, please do my favorite joke.
So the same kind of thing you were like I was like, how do I fit impressions into my act? And I don't want to do the move of just like doing it just to do it.
Here's blah blah blah.
Yeah,
and
so
here's blah,
I
blah,
was
yeah.
like, how would I organically do it? And I was talking with Jay about it. We were sitting in the green room before a show.
That's your first mistake.
Yeah, and I was just
I
like,
can already tell.
I'm like, how the fuck am I like? I want to go up there and I want to be like, and I also want to. And we were talking about like maybe you should attack it from the point of view of like, why do comics think that they can tell you what to do or not to do?
Right.
And I should just go up there and be like, if I want to fucking do my Jesse Pinkman or whatever, I should just do it. And so he's like, dude, you know what you should do?
Do it.
And
Don't tell it what
and
it
it
you have to-
never works.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So here's-
I had a little interject,
Oh,
but
this is
now
the
I want
best.
to hear it now.
So here's Jay's written joke for me for my Christopher Walken impression. Hey guys, do you guys want to guess my favorite TV show? You ready?
I already don't like this.
Brains. I want to eat your brains.
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is, Julian? I think so. What do you think?
Brains.
What do you think it is?
Give me your brains.
I don't know. It's something early, right?
No.
No. What?
Brains. I'm gonna eat your brains. See Apocalypse. I want to eat your brains.
What TV
Ooh,
show is that?
I'm a zombie.
Is he? Wait, what?
I'm a zombie.
TV show?
What's my favorite TV show?
I don't fucking know.
Oh.
Walking Dead?
Yeah.
Yes.
God. I thought you were legit telling me that he was on a TV show where he was a fucking.
No.
Oh my god.
Maybe that's why it doesn't work. 'cause
Yeah,
people
that's
don't
probably
know
why.
what the fuck I'm doing.
He really fucked you over on that.
Yeah, I've done it like 3 times.
San Diego was
All
the
to
best.
silence.
All to dead zombie-like silence.
Oh, it kills with me.
Yeah, he loves it.
Because
That's what
Don't you okay?
Oh.
Don't you ever love it when like if you're on a show with people and then you tell someone like you should tell that on stage and they do it, but you're the only you and the other comics that egg that on, they're only ones laughing.
Oh, yeah.
I did that to Jose, Jose Barrientos.
Yeah.
So he told us this story about how like he was in Afghanistan or Iraq or wherever in the
humble
Middle
brag.
East. Yeah, he's in the Middle East, and then he's just like, oh, let me go buy. He's telling his higher up, he's like, hey, let me go buy this goat. We can cook it, and then we have some food, boost morale. And they're like, yeah. So they go get a goat, and then the Middle Easterners that were there. We're like, oh, can we prepare the goat? It's tradition. It's very nice. Blah blah blah. And they bring the goat, and then they're just like, hello, and they just slice the goat's neck in front of everybody. He's telling the story we did over at Flappers in Claremont when it was open, and packed room. Nobody's laughing. Nobody's laughing except for me and then 2 of the other comics on the show. We're just dying back there, and we're laughing even harder because nobody's laughing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, my
of
God.
course.
And then he stops and he's just like, I realize this isn't funny, but they're the assholes that told me to tell the joke.
That was
and
our
it
San
seems like-
Diego show.
yeah.
We just had that. He did that joke there. I did the
I
the
yelled
Nazis.
out. Yeah, I yelled out, "Do the Nazi joke." And what was upsetting is the Nazi joke did well. I was like, God damn it!
Is there anyone here?
That's our Jews.
I said the Jews. I love it. It's so dumb.
We have we have a blast, especially when if either one of us is bombing, it's our favorite thing in the world to watch the other one bomb. But
yeah.
if someone is on the road with us and they are bombing, that is our favorite thing.
You know Amir Khalil.
Yeah. Is this the San Diego show? Because I remember seeing you post
Oh,
this.
dude.
Oh my God! And what was even funnier is, because he's just trying everything that he can.
And you know what's great about him is I've seen him bomb before.
Yeah.
It
happens a lot.
He commits to it 100%.
Yes.
Like he commits to
When
the.
you see-
He commits to the bit no matter what. Like there are times where like I won't get any reactions from anybody, and I'm just like, all right, I'm just gonna dive into my A material and just get myself out of this because I don't like the silence. I just need to have some laughs in here. So I'll just throw out like my James Earl Jones bit is the one that gets just everyone just starts laughing at that.
Oh, dude.
So I'm like,
nothing was working for him.
I'm like, that's just like this is my. If this doesn't make people laugh, then this is then I fucking bombed. I know that.
He said to the audience,
Oh, God.
"You guys fucking suck."
And I almost shit my pants. I was laughing so hard.
Kane and I were laughing so hard.
So
And
goddamn hard. And then I went up and I was like, he like let out a big sigh. He had 3 minutes left, and as soon as we saw how much time he had left, he was on stage into the microphone. And I'd never laughed so hard in my whole life. I was crying when I walked up. So the host brings me up, and I'm just like, dude, I've been having the best night. And watching Amir bomb.
oh, and the host opened with a rape joke.
Yeah.
The host.
Yes, the host.
Who was the host?
Something Bird. Joe or
I think he's just called Bird.
he's related. He's the cousin of Larry Bird for real.
Oh, really?
He looks like him.
Oh, that's-
God.
this is the Comedy Palace.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And he did a rape joke that I don't think they enjoyed it.
But my favorite part is, so we shit on Amir, and then we also steal from Amir in front of him. That was my favorite part, is when I'm up there and I was just like, to dig my way out of a bomb that I delivered a bomb, and I just went,
Get out of jail free card.
So then Jay goes up, and the first thing Jay does, and then he continues to like beat a dead horse. I was like, please, I would just like love for the rest of your set to do this. Is Jay goes up and he's just like, you guys have no idea. Amir destroyed second show.
First show.
First show. Amir destroyed that. We were like afraid of following him. That's how funny he was and how well he did. And then this show, he just ate a dick. and like Jay kept, and then like Jay's doing like 45 minutes. So 20 minutes into Jay's set, Jay delivers a joke. Doesn't go that well. It doesn't bomb, but it doesn't go that well. And then Jay goes, "Oh man." He like takes a second, and I feel like I know what he's about to do, but I didn't know if he was gonna do it. And he goes, "I mean, seriously, guys, you have no idea. Amir was up here, and then he just like I'd have to dig a hole to plant where he was before." And then another 10 minutes goes by, and he goes, "You know what's so funny? Just like how well Amir did for a show. He kept doing it."
Oh, dude.
And I kept, and Amir's sitting next to me, and I kept going like this. I just kept pushing him. That was you.
Oh.
How was he reacting to it? Was he laughing
He was
it off?
laughing.
Okay.
He got the second show that he ate shit on, like bombed on.
Yeah.
This guy felt sorry for him. Military guy gave him a coin,
Gave him his
and he was all
military
like,
service
he's
coin.
like, "Yeah, man, I got a coin." I was like, he's like, "People love my shit. They gave me a coin." I'm like, "Dude, that was like a killed in action coin. You were fucking." Dude, you
I got a purple.
Yeah,
I got a guy's
exactly.
purple heart. Yeah, because he didn't really need it at the time.
Oh
dude.
fuck, was that funny? And now he's known as. And if you see him, please tell him, hey, how's it going? One show, Amir.
Yeah, that's what we call it. One show Amir.
One show, Amir.
Oh.
Because he's got one show in him.
Dude,
Oh
did
my-
you guys see the? I wanted to talk about real quick the. It's all over Facebook. The Native American and the Catholic kid
Yep.
thing. Did you see it?
The kids with the MAGA hat? You didn't
Nope.
see it? Wow.
So, have you seen the new video that came out? Do you know
No.
about this? Okay.
Oh, it's extended.
Yeah.
It's like you see like they're getting harassed. Or
So
I
So
haven't seen
Kane,
it.
so you haven't seen this?
I don't have Facebook.
Basically, that's right. This fucking guy deleted his
Believe
Facebook.
it. Oh well.
Yeah,
All right.
there you go.
You have
Thank
a, you have a Twitter?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm still surprised that you
by the
haven't seen
way-
it.
By the way, he has a Twitter, an Instagram, and an Etsy store, all different names.
Okay. I mean, we can do this later.
All different usernames.
We can do this at the end of
Tell,
the show.
tell me what your thoughts are on that as a comedian.
I mean,
Pretty dumb, right?
don't have
It's
to-
pretty dumb. Right now,
Thank you.
I'm in the process of transitioning all my Twitter and handles and stuff to a different name right now.
But you're gonna have one
I
universal one, right?
But I mostly use
How many-
my Instagram, so that one's the only one that I officially changed, and my website's name's
That's it.
changed.
That's
It
me
still
too.
has the old name just in case people click
how-
that one.
yeah.
But
that's the same. We're
but
the
no, but you gotta
Yeah.
keep everything the
Dude,
same.
We're the same.
He's really dumb.
It's gonna take 5
don't know
minutes
if
just
it's-
at the end of a thing to be like, all right, well, here's everything you could follow me on, and people are just like, oh, I gotta follow shit.
So the video you didn't see was watch this white kid disrespect this
Yeah.
Native American, and it starts where you see a bunch of white kids, a lot of them wearing MAGA hats.
Sure.
And this Native American guy like beating a drum, and he's doing a what's it called? Not a chant, but a
It's a chant. It's a song.
okay, a Native American song, and he's beating a drum, and then he gets like pretty much about 6 inches.
Yeah, they're
to a young kid that's in high school.
and he's drum. He has this little drum. It's like a Native American drum, so it's
Yeah.
he's able to hold it with one hand and then beat it with the other hand. But the drumstick is coming in between him and the kid's face.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the
And the
kid
kid-
just sits there with he's got a MAGA hat on, and he doesn't say anything, he just looks at him, and he's got a smirk on his face
Yeah.
through the whole thing. And that's the whole video
And
that
then
you
all,
see at
but
first.
then all the kids are
Oh, yeah.
all like, what are they saying? Blah blah blah. They're just like
they're yelling
they're
shit.
harassing. They're all harassing, and this is just I'm assuming you're just giving like the basic information of like,
The start.
Yeah. So all these kids are just shouting, just like, what are they saying? They're like, making fun of it. They're thinking like,
They're making
oh.
fun of the
yeah.
song
They're
that
like
he's doing.
oh, you guys. And then at one point you can kind of hear in the background build that wall.
See,
build that
now
wall.
I've heard people say that, but then I haven't seen any video with that, and I've seen people say, "Show me the video where they say build a wall." I don't know. I haven't seen it.
I honestly haven't heard it, but I'm assuming maybe it's just something that's like very faint. Maybe because they're all these kids are shouting, and then you're also like right next to the guy doing the chant
Yeah.
and everything.
So the way the video looks, it looks like these fucking white kids just went around this Native American dude. Are you busy there, Kane?
I'm looking it up.
Oh, Kane.
All right, sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so the way the video looks is it looks like this just fucking gang of white kids surround this Native American dude, right?
I can't say nothing made me laugh so quickly as a gang of white kids.
Yeah. They're all wearing MAGA hats, this and that, right? So they were like, fuck this kid. He should be expelled from school. Fuck that school. He goes to a Catholic school. this and that. It's this whole thing has been so interesting to me because it's literally gone like this, then down to here, and then back up. And what I mean by that is, so your first thing is everybody's like, fuck this kid, how disrespectful. This Native American dude, he's a veteran. He's like a chief in his tribe, all this shit, right?
You find out later, he's a Vietnam veteran. He had all this stuff.
And so you're like, fuck this kid, right?
He's just standing there.
This is just the one kid, but there's a
bunch of kids yelling
and they're screaming at the Native American dude.
But the kid that's just standing there smirking, everybody's like, he's so disrespectful, this and that, blah blah blah.
Okay.
When I first saw it, I was like, I go, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm like, I mean, he looks like an asshole for the smirk, but
absolutely.
I'm like, what is he doing? He's just sitting there, kind of taking it, right?
Yeah.
Then a new video came out that's longer, and what you didn't see before is. It starts out, there's black Israelites that fucking hate white people that are like yelling, you faggots. They're calling these white kids faggots.
These are high school kids too, by the way.
Yeah, they're high school kids.
The black Israelites are high school.
The black Israelites are filming.
Oh, but are they high school too? Or
are they adult?
They're not in high school. The black Israelites are not in high school.
They're adults.
Yes, and they're on one side of the street, they're at the Lincoln Memorial. This is all. So the white kids were bussed in, I guess, from their school to see the Lincoln Memorial and to protest abortion, right? Because they're Catholic, whatever.
Sure. Anti-abortion walk or something like that.
So the white kids are across the street, but they're over that way, right? On this side is these black Israelites, and then I think there was a few Native Americans.
They were there for Indigenous Peoples March.
Right, so they were protesting, but these black Israelites are filming, and they're calling the kids faggots and inbreeders, the white kids. They're saying all this shit. So that's the start. And then the Native American dude, he walks over with the drum, and I guess the thing he was chanting was like a peace chant, because he was trying to bring peace between all this shit that was going on, which I read later. So he's doing this chant, and then the white kid said, he put out a statement, a lot of this can be horse shit and an after to cover his ass. It definitely looks like it was written by a lawyer, because there's a lot of stuff like, we were taking in the Lincoln Memorial and we were this.
Yeah, there's no way that kid say that.
Well, so what he said is that the reason he stood there and just smiled is he didn't know what the Native American dude was saying, but he wanted to let him know that he wasn't going to engage. And so that's why he just stood there and just smiled. And then you start to, it's so funny because the first reaction is, fuck this white kid, fuck that whole group, this and that. Then this news came out and you're like, all right, maybe there's more to the story that we didn't know. And then I just saw today, this same fucking high school, they have a picture from like 7 years ago where there's a black kid out of bounds at a basketball game about to put in the ball. Did you see this?
No.
And the whole stand is like these Catholic kids yelling at him and blah, blah, blah. And to the right is a dude full body blackface. Yes. And so you're like, okay, back on. Fuck that school, dude. Dude, it's so interesting to me though.
There's another thing there was this guy that went to that school, or he is in that school, accused of rape.
Jesus.
Accused of rape
rape
and
laughed
and I guess laughed it off in his victim's face.
Oh my God.
That's like bullet points of what I remember it saying, but that's basically.
But this thing is so interesting to me in the sense of like, as comics, we make commentary on shit, and I think comics, we observe stuff and everything, and it's so interesting to me to see just this wave of like somebody put out a big long tweet, like basically saying like, maybe we jumped to the gun on this white kid. And then I saw the thing today about the school, and some people are like, well, that wasn't the same kids and this and that, and you're like, well, fuck. I mean, it's sure.
Can I just?
Yeah, being Native American, part of the Blackfeet tribe.
Yeah, right, guys.
It's Blackfeet Nation, right?
Yes.
Gotcha.
So
that sounds like somebody made that up, but I'm sure it's not.
Dude.
I'm sure it's not.
Are
but
you
like,
disrespecting the Native Americans?
Did I just
this
get race carded
now? Julian disrespecting Native Americans. Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ.
You guys put that in, just and people are gonna watch and be like, wait, isn't he Native American? He looks Native American.
So
people are gonna know if to be offended if they see that one clip.
So can I just say
We're gonna be too busy trying to figure out what I am. Sorry.
No, it's all good. This is the most out of all the news stories that have come out, and there's a lot of reasons why I don't jump on Twitter anymore, because I fucking am exhausted.
The drama
by it. It's incessant, and it's a lot of just nonsense, and a lot of the nonsense that goes along with stories like Kevin Hart needs to apologize for something he's already addressed for. Bryan Cranston is under the microscope for playing a crippled guy.
Whoa, first of all, I don't know if that's the proper term. It's not.
Okay, and if it's not, then I apologize.
Jesus, you basically
is crippled bad?
Yes, and you keep saying it's like the N-word for handy-capable people.
Sorry, all right, I didn't know.
We did an interview with a person that is in a wheelchair.
You just found that out. Don't scream it
dude,
like
I have known
like you didn't like you haven't.
I know the C word is very bad.
Please do not do that.
Are your episodes really controversial? Because I feel like this is
I
just
always
like we're
try to make
overdoing
somebody
it.
feel like they're being racist.
Oh, he
or-
doesn't know about the race card?
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. There's a whole segment where we try to make you look racist.
Yeah.
Oh,
We-
that's gonna be hard. That's gonna be hard when you don't know where people can't tell where I'm from.
Yeah.
That's true.
Wait, what do you mean
Whoa, what does
from,
that
dude?
mean? Where are you
Jesus.
from?
See, there it is.
I thought it was Fernandez. So anyway, that's half of the reason I got off of this shit is
You get off to that stuff? Whoa, dude, what is wrong with you?
here we go. Our new segment. Try to make you look like a
People
pervert.
in wheelchairs, you get off to that?
I really like that movie.
Hey,
it's called The Upside.
everybody has their thing.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah, the Cranston thing, I was like,
I mean, it's just like, look, if you with that kind of thing, it's like he's acting,
Yeah.
and it's not important. It's a movie. Take it easy. And if there's somebody with that type of acting caliber who is also handy capable, then put them in that role.
I
Absolutely.
don't like
so
the way you said that.
condescending. Don't be so
Yeah.
condescending.
This is very. Ugh. That was very.
So anyway,
ugh, I don't like the way.
Yeah, somebody gonna like that cartoon movie
Now-
Pets, so they're gonna be like, "There's dogs out there that you're taking jobs
dog
from
actor jobs.
doing the voice
and
for."
the same thing, like when Scarlett Johansson, when everyone was all getting upset that she's playing a trans woman. I'm just like, well, wait, so trans people can only play trans roles? That doesn't make. But that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make.
But
that
it
doesn't make sense
also
to me.
goes the other way because Ruby Rose got cast as Batwoman.
Yes.
She is a lesbian.
and she wasn't lesbian enough.
And they said she wasn't gay enough. I'm like, that doesn't make
Listen,
any sense.
I follow
What
her on
are you
Instagram,
doing?
and
I
it's
bet you do.
because she looks so lesbian.
Dude, it's
what?
what does that mean?
Wait,
I don't-
what?
like,
Wait, hold on.
like
wait,
very-
hold
like
on.
very-
I think this is the
wait,
race card part. How do you look so lesbian, Julian? Please explain to the listeners and viewers, how does a person look so lesbian? Go
I'll
ahead.
say any women here that are lesbian.
That are very lesbian.
You look very lesbian.
Go ahead, explain yourself.
Oh man, you
it's
can't
also-
you really can't misspeak on this podcast.
Now you get the segment. It comes up at
Yeah.
any point.
But this is what, and like this whole like race car segment, not to break the fourth wall or
Yeah.
anything, but this is what it's like to be on Twitter and have an opinion.
Yeah.
Is as soon as you open your mouth and you're like, hey, you say something, and you're like, whoa, you can't say that anymore. It's like, I didn't know. I'm sorry. And now I learn my lesson, I guess, and I will fucking
You grow.
yeah, you'll
Yeah.
So, but this is, as you guys are explaining everything, I'm like, this makes a lot of sense as to what we should be concerned about and be tweeting about. It really does, because if you're looking at if you look at it all by itself, the first video, it looks like, and it was the chief is an adult man, right? So
Yeah.
it looks, as you're describing it, to me, in my head, what I see is this Native American guy is banging a drum in front of a kid's face, and because he has a MAGA hat on, and he's not being threatening, he's got a shitty look on his face, like all kids do. All kids
Yeah.
are cunts like
Yeah.
that. So he's doing that, and then you're just like, yeah, fuck that kid. He's being disrespectful. But I'm like, he's just standing there, right? He's not
that's
being,
what, dude. That's what I
he's just standing there not doing anything, and it looks like this guy's being threatening. So then you peel it back.
Dude, if you were to, I told Sean, almost as a joke.
Oh boy.
People would not find it funny though. But I was like, I almost wanted to tweet out on like somebody posting that article before you found out the other two stories. But
Yeah.
be like, wow, you guys are right. This is so disrespectful. This poor white kid is getting approached by this Native American man who's just so threatening with it. But nobody would get the joke. They would
Right.
just be.
They would jump on you.
Yeah.
Right. And so but it's like, but also the Native American guy isn't being as you're describing it, it's like he's there, he's doing his thing. I don't know what led up to that, but he's like, I'm gonna show my dominance to this kid. What adult man hasn't like looked at a kid, white, black, whatever, who are being disrespectful, and you're just like, you little fucking shithead, you don't know me, you don't know what I've been through, and it's just because they're a kid, and sometimes people are people. But then you break it all down, when you break it down to race, and you see a bunch of white kids in MAGA hats, that's just as threatening, because if you see a fucking bunch of high school kids in red hats who are saying, if that is what they were saying, build the wall, I mean, kids in MAGA hats, that I think is the most ridiculous thing. Because it's dude, were any of you political in high school?
No.
I'm not political now.
Yeah, exactly.
I barely watched the news. What the fuck are these little pieces of shit doing with MAGA hats on? They're just being dicks. Guaranteed.
I know more about Game of Thrones politics than I do real world politics.
And everybody gets to fuck in that show. I don't know what my point was.
I really like that show.
It's coming back.
I just like to get the fuck.
Oh,
but then you got the black Israelites who are adults, screaming, and it's just like you're just.
There's so many layers of this.
There is like a crazy amount. I mean, there's just so much tension anyway.
Everybody is so quick to find fault and blame and
pick a side.
And fire, or suspend or expel, all that shit. And it's so interesting, just as a I guess as a person or a comic, or whatever, to just sit back and observe. Yeah, it's so fucking interesting. Like, people just can't wait to take somebody down, whether they're a famous person or not. They just want to. I'm good. I'm good. Don't look at any of my shit in the past.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm good, but fuck that guy.
Do people not see the hypocrisy in what they do when they do that? Yeah. I mean, the Ruby Rose thing, it threw me for a fucking loop because she got bullied off of Twitter by her own people.
Whoa, wait. Hold on. What do you mean her own people?
Gay people.
Oh, I thought you meant. I had high hopes. I thought you meant like her team.
Or white people.
Which would be very contradictory for them, but I mean, if they were just like, go fuck yourself. Hey, do you want a job tomorrow?
Dude, I don't know if it was the Kevin Hart thing.
Whoa.
Or
no, that doesn't work.
That doesn't. Yeah.
It was.
I wasn't gonna jump on board with you.
Was there something recently? I don't know if it was Kevin Hart or something recently with somebody transgender, but Tony Rock, his takes are really good. He had a take about something about that where he's like, look, people of different groups and ethnicities and I guess groups need to be able to take a joke. That's how you're accepted into society, is like if we can bust balls.
Yeah.
And the way he put it was definitely smarter and better than I'm putting it.
Absolutely.
But I was watching, I was like, yes, exactly, dude. It's he's like, if you can't take a joke, then there's not going to be any dialogue. If you can't bust balls,
dude. It's like a weird people love to be bullies. They love to. The dude on
and they love to be victims.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
The guy who played the blonde-haired video game designer in Bandersnatch.
Oh
yeah.
That dude.
I haven't seen it.
He got bullied off of Twitter.
Yes.
Yeah.
What was it for?
I don't know. They were fucking beating him up for his role.
That was
he kills it.
Kid from Shameless, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I think it's a different guy.
Or no.
You sure? No. Yeah, you're right. It's the Maze Runner kid.
Yeah, he was also in The Revenant.
That's right.
And anyway, the blonde-haired guy that if you choose one or the other, I guess spoiler alert if you haven't seen Bandersnatch, will jump off of his balcony and kill himself. But
I remember, he was getting shit, but I don't even know what it was for.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I remember
either.
seeing the headline. I just didn't.
But he's like, I'm done. And so often people are like, I'm done, and I'm like looking at. I wasn't bullied or anything on Facebook, and even like occasionally,
except me.
Yeah, occasionally Jay will say something mean, and it'll hurt my feelings.
Cracker.
Why are you playing basketball, you cracker?
White devil. White devil with a little Native American. White devil.
But I mean, I'm looking at it, and I'm like, dude, what is the point?
Yeah.
Like, what is the fucking point of this? And Greg Barrett, I was talking with him. He had a great take where he's like, back in the day before social media, you had to study and be qualified to speak publicly. You had to have a degree, and you had to fucking know something to be able to be heard
Yeah.
and taken seriously. Everybody just jumps on. This is what I think. Who fucking gives a shit?
Which is
And if you yell loud enough, then you can say like, no, this is a fact,
dude. And just like the Fyre Fest, the influencers would post out, oh, this is going to be a great festival. So all these dumb fucks are just, okay, Kendall Jenner. Yeah.
they're all Kane Halloween it up.
Yeah, exactly. So, which is actually a perfect segue into our
Worthless?
You fucking look it, dude. When we're on the same wavelength,
I know.
Sometimes it's good.
It's really good. We finish each other's
sentences.
Yeah.
You're like,
Oh
no
shit,
ideas.
Kane's sucking Jay's dick. Oh my god.
Yeah. No, my so we have and also I was gonna say somebody tweeted it, and I think tweeted it. I think instead of saying worthy, it's a great. We have the worthless or the worth it. I actually like worth it. I think it might have been Kevin. It might have been. I'm gonna make sure, but it might have been Kevin as a ski addict. But anyway, so we have a worthless or worth it of the week.
I love it.
And my worth. I'm gonna do worthless. My worthless of the week is definitely is just this. The what do they call it? The something culture, like the
PC culture.
No. More jumping on to the
Call out.
Yeah, I guess that.
Something like that.
Or just my worthless is people not listening to everything or even investigating. Like I see people post shit all the time that you'll read some crazy headline and you're like, what? And just a quick Google search, oh, this is all horseshit, or this is from a fake site, or here's all the facts that this is 100% wrong.
Right.
And so my worthless is just people that don't do research and they just are just fucking, echoes and they just repeat shit.
Sure. Yeah.
So that's my worthless.
I love it.
You can do you can go last since you don't.
Okay.
We just sprung it on you.
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
worthless or worth it.
My worth it is going back through Red Dead Redemption after you finish it. Because
Jay, you're so
oh
fucking
my
big.
God, Jay,
Kelsey's stuck.
We're on video and
Come on,
Kelsey got
Kelsey.
stuck.
Lose weight, Kelsey. Jesus, you fat fuck.
So my worth it is what just happened.
Yeah.
I'm going back through Red Dead Redemption now without having because I went through it because I didn't want anything to be spoiled and I just wanted to get through the story. But now that I'm going back through, dicking around, I'm finding all kinds of cool shit. I'm finding all kinds of treasures, and I'm fucking finding all kinds of new animals and all those like new things that add to the story that I didn't have the first go around. I'm gonna fucking that map is gonna be filled with Arthur's drawings. Okay,
Drawings.
so that's worth it.
Yes. I just finished it. I'm not even done with the finish, but I got to the main, which we'll talk about afterwards.
Yes.
I gotta get a new console.
Worthless.
You don't have to do two. You can just do one if you want.
Yeah.
Worth it. I had to say that the Fyre Festival documentary.
Oh yeah,
that is definitely worth it.
that's good.
If you want to see fear in a man's eyes while he retells the story about how he almost sucked a man's dick for water,
And
watch.
dude, and the other crazy thing is he had to hide.
Oh,
from
yeah, when
the
they had to escape the
Yeah,
island.
dude.
There's an episode of Lost. They had to escape the island.
Yeah.
And the dummy, after he got caught, went and you got to just.
He did
watch
it again. Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
And I was talking with Kelsey about that.
So definitely worth it because we're talking about it twice now.
yeah.
I was talking with Kelsey about that moment when he goes back and tries to re-scam people. If the Fyre Festival felt
The
like
same
he
people
was-
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the Fyre Festival, it seemed like he was scamming people for a purpose, and that was to start a business. And it's not forgivable by any stretch of the imagination, but there was a point.
And they would get something. In the end, he thought he was going to be able to pull it off.
Yeah.
The second time around,
No.
he's just stealing.
It's a money grab.
He's
Yeah.
seriously just stealing from people.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you? And he filmed it.
Yeah, he allowed. He
Make sure you film this. You fucking idiot.
What are you doing, Billy?
I want to be able to tell him I got information on this guy.
Dude, Fyre
And then the one part
Festival.
though, where they're
guy's
filming
you!
and he just goes like this. He goes, "Oh no, don't film this." And he's just, you don't even know what he's doing. He's just on a computer.
Yeah,
I'm watching
idiot.
porn right now.
Oh God,
Dude.
All right, let's do our plugs. Julian, give your plugs.
You guys can check out my podcast, Julian Has Friends. It's on iTunes and on YouTube. You guys can follow me on Instagram, Julian F Comedy, and that's also my website, julianfcomedy.com.
Smart.
And
Smart.
I,
It's wicked smart, dude.
it's really good. It's really great.
Yeah.
look good, feel good.
I can also do that. I do Mark Wahlberg better than you do.
Oh.
I'm just going to be I'm being the audience member. Don't
Shit.
fucking.
That's right. We never did the Christopher Walken off.
Yeah. Can we do the Wahlberg?
Whacking off.
The Wahlberg versus Wahlberg. Build that Wahlberg.
And I'll also be at the ISL Stage 2 on March 8th.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kane.
March 24th, you can find me at the Ice House for my album recording. 2 shows, Cool Beans Comedy. It's going to be a lot of great comics on the show before and after my sets.
And did you say that you were doing 2 different sets?
2 different sets.
So you're going to basically, it's one shot for both of them.
Yes.
Oh,
Again,
wow.
my second.
Oh, I want to heckle so bad.
Come and heckle.
I'm just fucking with you now.
You're going to be out of town, though, right?
When is it? The 24th?
24th?
No, I'll be in town.
You'll be back? Okay. Well,
Yeah.
come and support your boy.
I will because I'll be on the show, won't I?
Yeah. Yeah,
Jesus
of course.
And he's at KaneHolloway.com.
No,
Kane Holloway on everything.
KaneHollowayComedy.com.
Watch this. Give all your handles. This is, and your store. Watch this. Let's go. What's
Kane-
your website?
KaneHollowayComedy.com.
Okay. What's your
What's
store?
wrong with that? There's nothing wrong
What's
with
your
that.
store?
My store is Etsy.com/SeeingRedArt, where I do custom art jobs.
Very cool pictures.
I do one. I did
I gotta
Kelsey's
I gotta
album.
check it out. I'm really getting into
I got him in my. I
collecting
got him
art
in my thing right now. And I also do. I also have a bunch of stuff I did. Just go Etsy.com.
Yeah, it's memorable. Go again. What is it?
Seeing-
Etsy.com/Kane Holloway
Seeing-
Red Book /
Seeing Red Art. Seeing Red
Kane
Art.
or Etsy.com/Seeing Red Art.
Seeing Red Art.
Seeing, like SEEING. Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
Like I see
okay.
what you're talking about already.
So we have KaneHolloway.com, Etsy.com/Seeing Red Art.
Yep.
Okay, what's your Instagram?
Kane Holloway.
Okay, and what's your Twitter?
I'm Kane Holloway.
Dude.
Because
Okay,
No,
am
hold
I
on.
crazy?
No, hold on.
Am I crazy?
No.
Okay.
because I'm Kane Holloway.
No, it's not going to work the second
No.
time. I know you liked it the last one. You're like, oh, I am Kane Holloway.
I killed
I thought he
Kevin.
was legit gonna come at me with like, no. This is my reasoning. No, he's just like repeated the,
Nope.
the,
Yeah.
the
All right.
handle.
I'm
All
also
right.
seeing red.
I'm at Big Irish J everything. BigIrishJ.com.
Smart.
Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You got it. Shows coming up Thursday. I'll be at the Haha this week, and yeah, and Friday I'll be at the Long Beach Laugh Factory.
Whoa.
Yeah, hit me up if you want some tickets. And I'm still working on my store. I got actually I'm gonna give a shout out
Do it.
because I love him. Julian's cousin has Lab 1419.
Lab 1419.
Where I get all my shirts done, and I'm working with him to get some art done that will
Seeing
be up
Red
on
Art?
a store, and you can order online at BigIrishJ.com.
BigIrishJ.com.
Real easy to remember, but
/
go to
Seeing
Lab
Red Art.
1419 also and check out their work, or if you ever need shirts, that's who you go to.
1419.
And thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
Bye.